Today's podcast, we talk about my awkward weekend with farting and some awkward stories that were submitted to me via Facebook. Is it via or via? Whatever, via Facebook. And why awkwardness is perfect for, it's just not a bad thing. Awkwardness is fine. And I recommend a little book that I read a long time ago. And I hope you guys like it. After you read it, of course. Stay tuned. Introverted intellect, helping you overcome shyness, social anxiety, depression, and utilizing the power of being an introvert.
Welcome to
Introverted Intellect,
a podcast for introverts.
First off, I'd like to start off by asking you guys, are you guys voting? Because tomorrow's vote day, right? Am I voting? Is Mr. Johnny Raxa voting? No. Don't vote shame me. Yeah, I'm not voting. You know why? Because I forgot to register to a new county. It's frustrating. I can't believe I didn't do that. And I put it off until super late. And now I don't think I have the time to change it. Did I do that on purpose? No. I just... don't vote shame me. Shoot. Okay. Anyways, getting on with our podcast for the day, I'd like to welcome you guys back to the Introverted Intellects with Johnny Raxa. This weekend was my awkward weekend of farting and accidentally Dutch ovening, if that's even a word, with my girlfriend. It was really weird because it was really cringy because I had some dairy earlier that day, and this dairy decided to creep up on me, of course, at the end of the night, and I had this disgusting fart that it smelled like puke and throw up and poop and sorry guys. I'm glad I'm finished eating, but it was so disgusting. And so what I did was I pulled up the sheets, tooted outside the sheets, put the sheets back over me, and I was thinking, okay, it's not in the sheets anymore, it's outside the sheets, so I'm good. But then my girlfriend turns the sheet around and it just like this huge whoosh of air just comes and encompasses her entire soul and being and destroys her inner bones and melted her face, and it was disgusting. And she's like, oh my gosh, what is it? Did you fart? Oh, it was so utterly embarrassing in so many ways. And I'm sorry you guys had to hear that, but dang, man, like, if I have not crossed that threshold yet where I can laugh with my girlfriend about my disgusting farts. Like, everybody farts, right? It's a funny thing about humans is like we like to fart. Well, we fart and we find it funny, or we smell it, whatever. And it's weird for us, but at the same time, it's just kind of the human nature of who we are, right? Farting is a natural thing, you know? And it's like it seems, you know, we make fun of it. It's great. And if you don't laugh at your farts, then I think you're a psychopath. But regardless of that, all I'm saying is that it was an awkward moment for me. It's for her to smell my dairy-induced farts that are the worst farts that are known to mankind. I am lactose intolerant, as with every other freaking Asian on this earth. I am lactose intolerant. I don't care. Dairy isn't the best for you. Apparently, dairy has ruined my life in a lot of ways. I feel in terms of I really am a believer of like how dairy could, like, if it's not processing your stomach very well, there's a reason why it's not. You know, if it doesn't sit well with your body, that means there's something wrong with it. I don't know. I just don't have that gene. It's fine, whatever. Some people can take it, but I feel like there's something about cows and their dairy and all the stuff that cows eat. I don't want to get into this. Health is a different matter right now. Right now, we're going to talk about awkward moments. The reason why is because I put out an ad on Facebook recently on awkward stories. Obviously, I didn't get that many responses because you guys are all too shy and too smart to respond to stupid ads like mine. But some of you guys actually took the challenge, and you guys had amazing responses, and it was great. I'm going to say, actually, most of them here. These people who have submitted their own stories, but they're very quick stories, right? They're not like super elaborate or anything, which is great. It's really simple. So I want to start off by Sarah's story. I have two Sarahs. This is Sara with an H, and she legitimately Sara. Oh yeah, Sara without an H. Sorry, without an H. And I don't want to say her full name because I don't think she's ready for me to. She said I can share it, but I didn't say anything about asking for a full name or whatnot. But Sara, thank you so much for submitting this. And so she said this. She said, and I quote, "I hooked up two of my best friends, and she wanted me to go with her because she was nervous. So I had a couple drinks at his house, and he told her to go upstairs with him. An hour later, she told me she walks down stairs and tells her that she lost her virginity. So two of her best friends hooked up. Her friend lost her virginity to her other best friend." That's amazing. I think that's so funny. I think actually that's very awkward because, I mean, that escalated real quickly, right? I mean, it just was like it just shot up. It was great. I love that because I have questions in my head now. I have questions in my head like what was going on in her head actually when she was told that particular story about this ordeal with her two best friends getting together and having, doing the thing, and then her coming down, "I lost my virginity. Oh no." It is weird to know that one of your best friends took the cherry, so to speak, of the other friend, and now she's living with that, like that. She helped Sara. You have helped your friend. You have helped your friend lose her virginity. Congrats to you. Congrats. Yeah, it's funny. I think it's funny. I think it's great. I think the fact that she responded and she knew that, and like this is ad, and like it was very awkward for her is great. I love that. So Sara, thank you very much. And if you will, I will share your profile to people if you let me, if you hear this out. So thank you very much for doing that. All right, on to the next. Now this next one isn't a story whatsoever, but I thought it was hilarious. This is Sara with an H. Sara. She responded to my ad super drunk. It was amazing. She was really drunk. She was scrolling through Facebook. She was at her hubby's work party, and she's like, I can't think. So this is what she said. She's like, quote, "Awkward? Well, comma, am like 5 dots, comma, I'm SHT faced right now at hubby's work party. Can't think." I just thought that was so funny when I read that, and I'm like, wow. I think being drunk isn't as awkward if you drink, but I think you responding to what are you doing on Facebook? I knew that her being on Facebook on her phone right now, like she's drunk, she's probably an introvert, and I just want to thank you, Sara, for responding to this ad and seeing it and doing, and telling the world that you are SHT faced right now, or the way you wrote it was SHT space FAC space D right now. It just shows me how fun of a person you are on Facebook, I guess, or at a party. Sorry. Well, I mean, maybe not fun. I don't know. I tend to think that people who go, like, you had a moment, you had a downtime moment, you saw my ad and you responded to it by saying this. It was great. This was around Friday, I believe, Friday or Saturday. Oh, Saturday. There we go. Saturday, 11:13 p.m. Thank you, Sara. And now, lastly, the next person I want to I want to share with is Slick Nick. Now, Slick Nick, I'm pretty sure Mr. Slick Nick here is totally open with me sharing his story, what he told me, because he is, he shared my page out to people, so I would like to share his out. His name is Slick Nick on Facebook. He's got a lot of followers. He's really a down-to-earth guy overall. I really liked him. I was actually chatting with him because this is what he said to me. He said, I think he was trying to be a little sly with it, you know? But he was getting my attention. I thought it was funny how it got my attention, right? So he said, now this little okay, so he said this: I lost my dick tripping balls and had to explain it to my girlfriend because she was helping me look. I thought it was pretty funny. I mean, for me, because like it's not that just shows his personality, you know. He's just kind of a chill dude, and he's trying to, you know, like that's actually his profile. It's encompassing his character. It's his character that is coming out. And I was like asking him questions like, what did you do, you know? Did you eat shrooms? And like, you know, no, it was acid. I'm like, oh shit, oh, acid. Like, I never had acid before, but I've heard stuff about acid. That's crazy stuff, man. But Slick Nick, visit his Facebook page. I don't know if he has an Instagram, but if he does, well, we can see. But he looks like a really cool guy. His stuff is funny. He's got great humor, and I want to give him a shout out, not only in this podcast, but also leave a link in the description below to visit his page. He's a cool guy. Anyways, overall, thank you guys for your responses. For Sara without an H, Sara with an H, and Mr. Slicknick, thank you very much for giving for allowing yourselves to be vulnerable and share these stories or your own pages and whatnot. Thank you very much for giving me some content for my podcast. All right, so why am I asking for awkward stories? Why did I send out this Facebook ad about awkward stories? Well, I think awkwardness makes us all human. You know, we can't always have perfect conversations, and I think that the perfect conversations, the perfect atmospheres in TV and televisions is bullcrap. Like, we cannot define our moments like we see on TV. It's just, our awkwardness is what defines what life is really about. The mistakes that we make, the opportunities. God, coughing so much today. I'm sorry, guys. The awkwardness is what really gets us to see our vulnerabilities. It is what is truly a moment of vulnerability that makes us human. All right, did I say that too many times? I feel like I did. I'm out of my mind today. Anyways, I wanted to, since I am a book guy, you know, I love books. I read a lot of books because I am an introvert, and we are introverted podcast here. I wanted to recommend a book. It's a book I recommended on Instagram before. It's called Captivate. Vanessa Van Edwards here is a lady who studies people. She has this thing called People School that costs like $5,000 to be a part of or something. I forget how much money it costs, but I'm like, as much as I want to be a part of it, this is not something I can do right now at this moment. But I wanted to share, I don't remember a whole ton of this book because I haven't read it in a while, but I've always wanted to actually tell you guys about it. Captivate. And she talks a lot about, the book is basically how to like conversate, how to be human basically, and appreciate people and read people and all that stuff, and how to just be the best person you can be. I don't want to get into any of these chapters, but you're basically going from like, what's your personality type? How do you read somebody's face? How do you know if they like you or not? How do you know if they're attracted to you or not? How do you can be attractive to other people? How you could, let me just turn to a page right now. How you could, don't be Gollum. and know that. Okay, I remember this. I read something like this. It basically is like, be somebody be likable. That's basically what it is, man. You can be a likable person. And then like the cover of the page shows like her, if I can show you this, charisma, personality clue, love factor. She's just pointing at her face that has nothing to do with like all this stuff. She's just pointing at her face. I don't know why. It's just part of this cover. But it's cool. It's a cool book. I love the book, And if you ever want to check her out, link in the description below. Sorry, I'm eating something a little bit here. But yeah, she's awesome. She's fun. She has a great smile. And she's very charismatic when it comes to her interviews and her videos. They're funny, goofy, and they play to your humanness. They play to that humanness of who you are. They're not super serious, and she's just being herself. It's great. I love it. Vanessa Van Edwards, kudos to you. Good job. Keep up the good work. You've helped contribute to this podcast in some way after I had read that book, and now I'm here doing what I do. I just want to say this. I feel like everybody and their mother has started a podcast. Podcasting is grown so incredibly much these days. It's quite a interesting thing to see famous people decide to start podcasts because they know that audio is the way to go. Like audio is where it's at, So I just thought that was interesting. It's just a random thought of the day that podcasting has become this outlet for people to get their voices heard or try to somehow bring value to people, whether they like it or not. I'm going to say this. My podcast isn't like, my goal here as the introverted intellect is to bring you the mindset of an introvert, but also to help people come to the reality of that we aren't perfect people and that things will happen that we don't intend to happen the way it happened, right? That's why I'm going to bring these awkward moments to people, because the fact that these people were able to be vulnerable and just kind of like put themselves out there, whatever way it is, and tell their story, or even, because Slick Nick has his own way of telling his story of like what he's doing in his life, whether it be your humor or not. It's whatever. If you don't like it, or you don't like it. If you like it, you like it. Or Sarah's drunkenness story of how you obviously know her story because with the one, Sarah with an H, I believe. Sarah with an H. She's kind of exposing her personality, maybe by accident because she was really drunk, but nonetheless, these are ordinary people. And Sarah, ordinary person, just ordinary people. They're not like super amazing, like superhero stars. They're just people who want to bring a story. They're bringing stories. Anyways, I just want to end it right there. I'm gonna keep it. You guys. Okay. All right. I think I'm all good now. I think we're all good. We've covered everything. Just be yourself. This is my last words here. Just be yourself. And as much as we don't want to be awkward, if you do put yourself in that awkward moment in your life, just own it. And of course, let it teach you something, and know that you're human because of it. And that's all I gotta say. Generaxa with the introverted intellect. Out. Peace.
We are what you make it.